What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 46 of the Tasty Cast, our weekly podcast where we watch things, we react to things, we talk about random topics. We do a lot of stuff. My name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
And I'm Chris.
And quick reminder to play Bound and Worms Battleground. Both are free on PlayStation Plus right now. Download those, play those, come back at the end of the month for Plus Club where we talked about our experiences with them. Let us know yours. And our game of the month is Titanfall 2. Make sure to pick that up if you don't have it. If you do have it, play it some more. We'll be talking about on Tasty Cast. And with every Tasty Cast, we talk about what we've been playing first. So let's get into it. Who wants to go
Homework.
first? Homework. What else have you been playing?
Homework.
Nothing.
A few games.
I'll say I saw you play Overwatch.
Yes.
You seem to.
I did play Overwatch. I played some Blizzard, as always. Except for I have been very disgruntled lately at Blizzard because I can't play Heroes of the Storm because I didn't upgrade from Windows fucking 7 and it's no longer supported format for
Really?
Heroes of the Storm, apparently, according to my computer, but not Chevy's.
Oh, wow, yeah. That's fucked.
So I upgraded to Windows 10 for free, and I have been...
You can still do that?
Until December 31st this year.
The last time I looked into that, they said you couldn't do it. But I also was like anti-Windows 10 at the time, and I actually like it now.
I'm still anti-Windows 10 at the
I like it. I have it on my laptop right here, and...
I have it on my little tablet, too.
Yeah.
And I hate it on my computer. Because I try to run everything in admin mode, and it's like, you don't have privileges. And I'm like, it's in admin mode. Why can't I?
I know.
Anyways. I was trying to struggle with that.
Disgruntled against fucking Blizzard, against fucking Microsoft.
You made me upgrade.
That's how they get you.
It's great because I didn't pay a dime for Windows 7, and now I didn't pay a dime for a legitimate copy of Windows 10.
Yeah. Yeah, I bit the bullet and bought Windows 7 a while back just because I was sick of other means. Mm-hmm. And I don't regret it. But yeah, I kind of want to upgrade because it's been out long enough. There's not all weird problems you get with early Windows. Mm-hmm. And it's not bad.
I have a melt-on face. Oh, quick story, if I may, about my Warcraft experience the other day. So I'm minding my own business on my little hunter in Duskwood. Mm. If you don't know, it's a contested territory, which means Horde and Alliance can both be there. Mm. There's not like a set, factions area. And I'm trying to farm this pet. It's a spirit beast that you can get at lower levels from 10 all the way to 110. Scales to your level. It's a fox. It's gray and it has lightning that comes out of it. It's really neat. It's a rare spawn. So I'm just minding my own business, farming it, when all of a sudden I get dismounted, and I'm like, the fuck is happening? This ugly fucking gnome charges me out of fucking nowhere with his pirate hat and his little shield. He's a goddamn warrior, tries to kill me. He's one level below me, and I'm like, just go away and we'll be fine. I literally feign death and disengage, which makes me jump back, and I'm like, if you walk away, we'll be fine.
Just walk away, and we will spare your life.
He didn't, so I summoned my pet, and I killed him. I thought that would be the end of it. He found me, and I killed him again. And I'm pissed.
That guy wanted that assisted suicide.
I don't know what.
Fucking someone kill me, man. I'm an ugly fucking dwarf. And someone put a pirate suit on
me.
I'm an ugly... The same thing. I don't give a shit. I don't play that shit. Fucking... And someone put me in a pirate suit, I can't get out of it. Like those cats who get those weird suits on that make them look like they're a little pirate. And someone put that shit on the gnome and he's fucking kill me.
I even thought I went a good distance away from where I was when I killed him just to be like sure that he, he somehow found me and did the same thing all over again. And I'm like, I have my pet out this time. Last time I didn't and you fought me. Now you're going to die even faster.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me fucking so long time ago when I first played WoW, my first taste of the community of just like running around on my own in some place where the alliance was too. And I was minding my own business. I'm like level 10 or something like that. I'm just like I'm just doing fucking noob shit, and some guy comes up and goes, "Ugh!" and just fucking killed me. And I like fucking died. I'm like, wow, that sucked. And I come running back to my body. I'm like, yeah, I'll get back to work, whatever I was doing. And I see him, the guy's just like, just waiting. I'm like, you don't have hobbies? You don't do things? This is what you do? To kill level 10 people? He's like fucking way higher than me.
That's what people do.
I was like, you are so bored that you're going to sit here and you're already sitting. Think about it. You're sitting there staring at a piece of plastic in your room alone. In that piece of plastic, you're sitting here staring at a dead body. waiting for them to come back, so you can get the fucking minute satisfaction of not even having a challenge at all, and just fucking griefing that person.
I even wrote a letter, a recommendation to Blizzard the other day because I was in Undercity and a single Death Knight and a single Paladin were killing the entire city. I was like, this is fucking ridiculous. These are guards. They can't protect shit. I remember back in the day when like raiding an opposing faction city was a big deal. You got a bunch of people together because those guards could fucking wipe you.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Now it's nothing.
Really?
It's nothing.
Why wouldn't they up those?
They probably...
They're all the max level.
They
just don't do anything.
There's an achievement for killing all the leaders that was in there.
Yeah,
still.
you get a mount.
Probably why it's not so hard. Which I hate to say, but they're catering.
I remember when that first came out and you had to have an entire raid group to kill all them out.
I went with... before that was an achievement and people were just doing it for fun.
Yeah.
I remember getting into a mob, which was probably multiple raids worth of people, and just like following, hoping something didn't hit me.
Yeah, you just blend in the crowd and be like, oh god, here we are. Yeah. No, seriously, a single Healy Paladin and a DPS, not even a tank Death Knight, DPS Death Knight, were killing everything in the city. And I just wrote Blizzard. I was like, look, I get it, like, you know, end game content, it gets higher and higher and people get stronger and stronger, but a city should be able to defend itself against two fucking characters.
That's just kind of, if only, like, not even just out of like the inconvenience of it, but just like out of like the immersion of being there. That feels kind of shitty that there's just two dudes who
two gods.
Yeah.
They were literally just making a circle in Undercity, killing all the auctioneers and any NPC that had any value, like the bat handler, so the flight path, all the bankers, the auctioneers, all the trainers. They weren't even bothering with Sylvanas or trying to get to the boss. They were just killing all the NPCs.
They were griefing people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, go play something else for a little bit. Come back when there's new content. That's what I do, and I'm not. I used to actually grief in FPS all the time, and I still kind of like to do it, but I don't do it that often.
Oh, I get it. I've done it myself.
But in a game like that with this long investment, and people are like doing what you did and trying to like fucking get somewhere in a game and do something, and you're just bored and just fucking with people, like, just go play another game for a little bit. Like, when there's new shit, I get you're bored. I get you did everything because you fucking stayed up for fucking 6 days and you just fucking did it. But like, I don't know. It's just so lame.
I remember even just in speaking of griefers in Orgrimmar.
I want to Agumon.
there was a Tauren who had I can't remember the means. It's been so long since I played. So, but you were able to make yourself bigger even.
Oh.
Yeah. And then they got on their mount and they got right on top of. It was an NPC people were after, so you couldn't click on them.
Yep, a winter fire potion and a potion of giant strength, and there's a couple other items that increase your size that all stacked, and he was just massive.
Yeah, blocking an NPC so no one could click on them. So that was just
while I killed stuff.
No, they're same faction, so you couldn't do anything about it. Yeah. They just parked on an NPC people needed.
There's certain griefing though. Like, I remember you told me about a story, and this is like old WoW or something like that. Someone like fucking lured a big boss or something like that to a city.
Doom Lord Kha'Zix.
Yeah, and I love that story because that's an event. That's ultimate. That's ultimate griefing. Like, that's someone thought of that and was like they did something.
They
that now
trained a world boss all the way to a city.
Is in history of WoW now. Like, that's an event that happened.
It changed how the mobs are working in WoW now because they all now have leashes. They can only go so far.
Yeah.
That also
kind of testing the boundaries more anyway.
A lot of that came too though because WoW came after, you know, like the EverQuest era, and in EverQuest you don't hear the people shout the word train anymore in MMOs because of this stuff. But like, I remember even playing the original EverQuest, being in a cave, grinding out levels, whatever, and all of a sudden you just see in the channel just all caps, multiple exclamation points, train, and everyone ran towards the exit because someone was running through the dungeon and everything in there aggroed and just was following them.
That's fucking scary.
And if you didn't fucking leave, guess where they're coming on their way back? To everyone else that's still in there, and you have no chance. So that they were using that ideal
us.
still, except with the world boss taken to a city, and I believe the mechanics of that boss also healed him when he killed people.
Every time
and
he
all
killed
the
someone.
lobies were getting one shot, so it would heal him.
So even though all the raiders were there trying to take him down, they couldn't. In fact, they were shouting at all the lobies like, "Get out of the fucking
town
city!"
or log out for a moment. Yeah.
Yeah, because they couldn't kill
I
him.
love it. That's funny.
There was also a plague. Speaking of weird events in Warcraft, a boss applied a dot. The dot stayed on you until you died. When you died, you spread it to everybody else around you. Someone was doing the raid. They got it. They somehow managed to hearth back to town without dying.
That's
and
amazing.
Spread the plague to the entire city, and the city was dead for days.
That's amazing.
It was so bad that they had to shut down the servers and reset it.
I love how then MMOs specifically, it's just WoW, it seems, and the train thing in EverQuest, how there's like this like history of like of horrific events that have happened that we've learned from. It's kind of like in real life, like during medieval times, like one of the most dangerous things outside of war that existed was fire, because they didn't have ways to fight it. So if a fire started, it would destroy whole cities or towns and shit like that. And nowadays, they suck. They're scary. This last year, we had a bunch of them that were fucked up. Yeah. But we have the means to stop them. But like that whole train thing nowadays, I mean, that's kind of a simple fix. But like back then, fucking. That's scary. There's just a whole grouping of people.
The entire
like,
dungeon.
Like, you have to abandon this place because it's about to get fucking crazy. And then that plague, like someone just fucking, landed in Seattle, fucking patient fucking zero. There's like, and fucking for 6 days the place is just dead.
There was skeletons. The ground was just covered in skeletons.
I love how that guy caught a disease and he's like, I'm going back to town. And he just came back. He's like, this is fine.
It's like 28 weeks later or
he
whatever.
just fucking falls over dead. I
Where
like how
it's contained and the guy goes in to his wife's in the room or whatever.
28 weeks later.
28 weeks.
I said weeks.
Yeah, weeks.
It was weeks.
Yeah, and he goes in there.
Yeah, and then he gets
gets
back.
it.
Yeah.
It's like how he knows what he's getting into in that dungeon, and he's like, I'm out of here. I'm just fucking drops dead there.
Well, it's funny because the leash system. I remember I was playing Final Fantasy 11 at the time, and training was still possible. And I remember at one point, it became so bad that they implemented. They wouldn't like run back. They would just despawn and then respawn where they were supposed to go. So once they got too far away, they were just like, nope.
Yep, stop.
So, yeah, it's crazy.
MMOs are a test to developers, man, because they're ever evolving, and they put out this idea and this system, and you just have
Thousands.
Wow, you got millions of people
Millions,
just
yeah.
testing and come up with ideas. Some people are playing it like you should, whatever, but there's people out there like, I wonder if I can get over there.
I've
do
done
this,
that.
or I can kill this. And fucking, once that gets broke, they got to, on the fly right now, figure out how to fucking fix that.
Yeah.
They're not planning on this, like, we got some new ideas we're going to be fixing. They're like, fuck, this guy just broke the game. We got to fix this because people are paying us, monthly to play this, and they're not going to want to play it. It's broke.
If you want a good example of that, just Google the Reckoning bomb. I won't go into detail. Just Google it.
I want to know.
Reckoning used to be a skill that paladins had that every time I believe they got crit against them, they get a stack of. And I'm a little fuzzy at this part, but basically they got like extra damage for every stack of Reckoning they had. A paladin and his friends had managed a way to stack a really high amount of Reckoning on his character, and he walked up to Doomlord Kha'Zix, the world boss, and basically like two-shot him. And within, I think it was 10 minutes of this happening, they shut down the servers and implemented immediate hot fixes to Reckoning.
You gotta shut the server down, like, we can't have that.
I said that's one thing Blizzard's actually really good about. It's funny, like even looking at the history of MMOs and faux MMOs as well, dungeons and stuff like that. Like people find exploits, like you can just walk against this wall, nothing will aggro you, and then like a week later, most companies are like, we're gonna put a rock here so they can't walk.
Right.
Make them fight their way through. Final Fantasy 14 had a huge problem with people just like gathering half the dungeon first. You sit there and burn down half the dungeon, run the other way, so they had to make like doors that don't open until things are dead.
Right.
And it's just it's funny because you see all these companies, and you would think the response times are pretty good for the most part. Like Destiny, when they had the loot cave, that was like weeks.
I remember
right?
doing that.
You sneeze wrong.
I was doing it for days.
You sneeze wrong in a Blizzard game, and all of a sudden it's like there's a patch available.
I actually got to experience that in Diablo 3. Fucking, My main was a fucking monk, and at the time, and Danny had a wizard, and fucking something came out, and it was like game breaking, and it was like allowing him to like, fuck, I think it's like level quick or something like that. I don't remember what the hell it was. And as soon as that news got out, Danny started doing it. I was like, oh, you piece of shit. Like, you're going to do that? I'm trying to shame him because I don't want him to get ahead of me. And fucking, he's just like, well, I'm not going to do it. He's just doing it whatever. And then literally like 5 minutes later, it was fixed. It was gone.
Yep.
I was like... Because also they're like, he's going to be doing that for weeks. I'm fucked.
Nope.
But then fucking, yeah, Blizzard's just like, delete. Fucking get rid of that.
Yeah, between that and they have a pretty good reputation for swinging the ban hammer around as well.
Oh,
so
yeah, they do.
If you are hacking...
Blizzard's got a really good track record.
Yeah. Is why anytime people have online problems, I'm like, I know Blizzard's a huge company, but you could literally take a couple hints from these guys.
Well, I've even had like account problems, and they fix them quick. I mean, they're really fucking good. Like I don't really play a whole lot of their games anymore, but like, you know, as a company, obviously they make awesome games, but like even like their online services, which they kind of pioneered. I mean, they've been doing Battle.net type shit forever.
Ever.
Only a couple other companies have really been doing shit like that, like, you know, id with Quake and stuff like that. But yeah, it's amazing that like they still hold that reputation really well, because even now I think about all the times they take care of shit, like the amount of work they do. You know, Call of Duty, World War II, fucking Sledgehammer. It's like, we're working on it. We're not sleeping. Like, I promise you. And I feel fucking bad.
Oh no,
for them.
that must suck.
I feel bad for them, but it's a really fucked problem, and I'm not really enjoying myself playing the game. I still run into lag. And there's whole features of the game that are supposed to be like main selling points that are not there. They turned them off because they're trying to figure this thing out. And like, I feel bad for them, but I'm like, it just makes me respect people like Blizzard, 'cause fucking, and they learned all those lessons a long time ago. But like, they fix shit quick, and their servers work, and it's insane that and like the Destiny thing, there's no excuse for that. But fucking when they had problems, they're just like, we're figuring it out, and it's like, okay, well, while you figure it out for 2 weeks, we're all fucking exploiting the game.
Yeah, breaking the economy and shit.
Yeah, so Blizzard's just really fucking good about just being on their shit and making sure the game is playable, non-exploitable, and fucking fair for everybody.
Which is why it's so surprising that the city guards were just pushovers.
Yeah, that's weird. Like I didn't even know it was a thing, and now I'm just like, why the fuck is that? Yeah. But then he makes a good point on, if there is something to achieve with fighting them and killing them, then they got to find a balance there. But I feel like you shouldn't have two people just fucking doing that. Yeah, it just seems so. Yeah, it's just lame.
Like the Death Knight, like was the Abominations or the big city guards two-shotting them. I watched it just two-shot it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was a long WoW talk, and to continue that, I actually played WoW the other day. Real quick, I'm going to throw it all into one. Do you have other games you're going to talk about?
No.
Okay. Because it's a good segue. But the other day, I've been playing on my phone Lineage 2 Revolution. That's what it's called, right? Mm-hmm. I'm a clan leader. We're full, but if you play it, what server are we on?
Chroma 3.
Yeah, Scrotum 3. So if you join that, join my clan. It's TLG. But yeah, I've been playing that, and it's definitely a mobile MMO, but it's fun. But it's got me thinking about like MMOs. I haven't played one in a while, and I kind of started to get that itch. I can't go back to Guild Wars 2 because they fucked me, and some things are irredeemable. But you know, that episode that we put out with the Blizzard stuff got me thinking about WoW. I haven't played in a long time. There's so many things you've told me about that are really new and interesting to me, and just seeing all the impassioned people on that episode, a lot of you new guys and girls subbing to us are from that video. Just seeing that polarizing Alliance versus Horde things kind of got me like kind of pumped. I'm like, this is weird that people still are like, I mean, we got so many dislikes on that video. We also got a lot of likes. It literally feels like Horde versus Alliance in those likes and dislikes. I'm not even upset. I'm just like, fuck, man. Like, go at it, guys. Yeah. Use me as representing your like and dislike. I also said fuck the Alliance. It was a joke, kind of. But yeah, fuck everyone. But yeah. So I hopped back into WoW. I don't have my old account anymore. I probably do, but all my other games are on one account, so I'm just gonna go with this one. And started a troll, I think. Not a troll. It's a short fucker.
Goblin.
Horde. Yeah, Goblin. Called him Billy Idol, I think, but it's idol as in being idle. Yeah, or Belly, I don't remember, because he looks like him.
Well, that fits into the game just fine because the game's full of puns.
Literally, the second mission, fucking, they're like, yo, pick up your friends. And I got a hot rod. I'm like, what is this game? I'm just driving around fucking, I'm like, okay. But
I think I made a goblin when they came out just to try their starting zone because everyone's like, it's so fun. It's so like out there.
It's neat.
It's weird. Yeah,
for an MMO, like it's. I remember when they still kind of revamped the beginning of the game again, which I really appreciate because it used to just be like, go kill 15 of this, go kill 20 of that, go talk to this dude, and then I think around Cataclysm they made everything more interesting to the game. So I remember they changed a lot of shit.
They wiped the old world.
Yeah. And so they changed, because I remember one of the many times you had me come back to WoW, you're like, oh, they changed a lot of the beginning stuff and like they made the quests more interesting. And they did. That game's idiot proof too. I was like, it's like, go do this quest, look at the map, it's like, boom, right there. This is where it's at. This is all the shit. Like, it's funny that in 2017 there's still games that are still like fucking over the mountain there's some flower bed and to the east there's a tree and find the guy there. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm gonna go look.
You don't sound like Jeff Goldblum. That's all I could think of.
Huh?
You sound like Jeff Goldblum that whole time.
I said that I'm fucking Jeff Goldblum on the internet. That's my title now. I'm fucking self-entitling myself.
Seth Goldblum.
I'm Seth Goldblum. Yeah. But yeah, so that it's interesting. I don't know if I'm gonna because you can play it till level 20, right, for free.
I think so, yeah.
I believe so, yeah, because I'm playing it for free right now.
I think you can make as many characters as you want up to level 20.
Yeah, there's some characters I wanted to play, but I can't yet, so I can't access them because I haven't bought the fucking game yet. But I might. Then I also played Secret World Legacy, which is Secret World without my old characters because I didn't transfer them in time. I had no idea that was a thing, so I have to start from scratch. But the game plays more action. Yeah, if you had characters, they're gone.
The game is like gritty.
It's a modern fantasy, dark fantasy. There's like vampire shit, Cthulhu stuff.
There goes my vampire character.
Yeah, they're gone.
My blood magic character.
Yeah, there was a blood magic person. I tried a new class I didn't play last time, so I'm trying to be optimistic. Be like, now I can play a different class, I guess. So I'm using the pistol dude, but it's more action based. The game plays a lot better, I think. They also changed up the intro a bit, so there's some new areas that you go to. It feels different. Some weird lag issues though, which kind of sucks. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to keep playing that. Obviously, it's on our list of Game of the Month, so at some point it'll probably come up and we'll play it then. I'll probably wait to continue it then because it didn't really scream to me. Played Black Desert Online a little bit more too. I need to completely restart that because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing in that game. I literally just in the field just killing fucking skeletons with really cool animations. My guy looks like a samurai. I was just fucking out there. I'm like, this game looks awesome. I also followed a child for and it sounds creepy, followed a child for fucking 10 minutes because I was like, I ran out on a road and I'm like looking at my items and shit. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, what's the mission? And fucking this ghost thing shows up and it's like, ugh, your mission's over. And I was like, okay. And I fucking got rid of his ass. I'm still looking around and I hear this kind of sounds like a kid go by. He's like, and I look over and there's some kid with a fucking helmet on. And he's like, just running down this dirt road, and I look at him like, the fuck was that? And then I start following him. And he's just like, yeah, I get closer to him, and he's just, I'm faster, and he's slow as shit. I'm following him, he's fucking, and I'm like, where are your parents at? Town's that way. Where are you running to? For 10 minutes, I followed this kid. He's still running down this road. I'm like, you getting exercise? Is this? What are you doing? It's a child. He's like, so that's what I did, and then I quit the game because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. This is the most entertaining thing I've found to do so far. But I want to play the game. I bought that. I think it's a beautiful game, and I want to get further into it. It seems like there's so much shit to do in that game. There's so many fucking buttons and tabs and shit.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's a live-in game.
Yeah. I was like, I already am living a life. I can't live a second one. Although a bunch of people do in Second Life. God. Played MMOs. I'm still looking for one to get back into or try a brand new one. If you have any suggestions, let me know because it's on my mind right now. My list is pretty big though of games I've been playing. I'll try and be quick. Played Mario Odyssey. I love that game. I knew I was gonna like it, but it takes me back. It is a modern Mario 64. I mean, like it plays like that, except for it's better, smoother, more streamlined. It's a gorgeous game. That game really shows that you don't need a shitload of power to have a really good looking game. It plays really well. I love the worlds. There's so much shit to explore. It's a really good platform. I mean, Mario's kind of the king of platformers anyway, and he's back showing everybody why fucking Mario is dope as shit. So I'm really enjoying it. And I kind of said on Taste Tuesday, but like I was just fucking happy the whole time I was playing it. I just was like in a good place. Like it was nice. It was most games I play are like there's just blood. Be like fuck you and fucking go get him, soldier, and people are screaming and shit. And I'm just like. I'm playing Mario, and he's just like, oh, and fucking, his dad's like, he's fucking, ooh, and I'm like, what is this? Why? There's nothing. I mean, there's a problem, but nothing's really that wrong. I need to get Peach back, but she's not in that much danger. I mean, there's no blood, there's no nothing. There's a fucking T-Rex. That was dope. Yeah, and it's just a really creative game. And the thing I love about Mario 2 is throughout the years, it has maintained certain things and added new things. So, like, you can play it, and if you even remember how to play Mario 64, all the shit you can do in that game is still in this, plus new stuff. It's just such a cool lineage of a game franchise. It's cool to see it come to fruition, and I'm just happy that it is exactly what I wanted out of a Mario game. It's not a 2D Mario; those are fun, but it's it's 2017. Let's get a fucking dope ass game. We got it. Played some more COD World War II. Still lag issues. Still COD. I'm gonna go past that. Played Fortnite a little bit more. It's Fortnite. Played. Got into an argument on Facebook about a game I'm not going to get into. That conversation went into VR. I was like, I have a bunch of VR in my house. Why am I not playing it? So I went out and bought the little
Move
thingamabobbers, the Move for the PSVR. I also got that far point gun, which does look like piping. But when you're in VR, you don't even notice it. It's so nice. Vibrations, all that shit. It's awesome. It's got joysticks or analogs on the handle, so you can play it. You can play almost any game with that thing. I really want to see that thing implemented. The games I played with that was Farpoint. Bought that. It's a very basic FPS. If it existed on anything outside of VR, it would not be worth playing. But it is cool because if you have played VR, you understand that a lot of these games are more like tech demos or cool experiences or just a fun idea versus like whereas this is like an actual storyline with mocapped characters and some pretty cool set pieces that are pretty neat. It's sci-fi, a lot of cool guns and a lot of cool enemies. So I'm enjoying it. And also Arizona Sunshine also uses that controller, which is awesome. It's the whole reason I bought it. Again, I already have it on PC for Vive, but I wanted to use it for rifles. And when it works correctly, it's awesome. When it starts making your rifle butt slowly turn like this, when you're holding it like that, and you got to start aiming like this to pop dudes in the head, it's a little frustrating. But I blame the camera more than the controller or the game itself. Because they're asking the PlayStation camera to do a lot more than it was ever intended to do. Played Super Hot VR. That game is fucking awesome. God, I love that game. Yeah, I've seen it a million times. I've never played it, and then I saw it for VR. I'm like, that would be cool. But playing it, it's super addictive. It's pretty much the Trials of shooters. It's really weird. It feels like Trials to me because you start getting this muscle memory to it. It's also really fucking challenging later in the game, which is awesome. Played Gran Turismo VR, which was awesome. Kind of trippy. There was a big ass hill I drove down, and I've never felt this before in VR, and I've done a lot of VR. I drove down a hill, and as I hit the bottom, my brain, I can't really describe the sensation other than did that. Yeah, it's weird. My brain was just like, it literally is like this absent kind of vibration. It was just like
weird. Yeah,
I was driving down, and my brain was like, I was like, ugh, and then my stomach went, ugh. I was like,
your body was anticipating the dip that you get.
That's what I think too. Is like it was anticipating the gravity, the pull of the G's, and there was none. So like that happened, and there was a slight. It's funny. My body was giving me a slight adrenaline boost, getting ready. Like when you're on a ride, you're having fun because your body's like adrenaline. Fuck, this is insane. And I was kind of getting ready for that, but then nothing happened. and like because my heart rate went, and I was like, ugh. And I drove around the track, and I was fine, and then I went down the hill again, and it happened again. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's just like, ugh. It's a
I
really weird
imagine that it'll
feeling.
continue to happen too for a while, unless if you keep doing that track over and over again,
I
your
got
brain
used to
will.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine now, but like the first couple times, it was a really weird sensation. Also, it's weird because, and it's not a big deal, but it kind of is annoying. So when you're sitting in a car, we've all done it. If you're driving like this, your body will move with the car, and you kind of get this going on. Whereas in this game, when the car moves like this, if you're driving on like some kind of like incline or whatever, your head stays the same. So it's almost like you're flying in 0 G's inside the car as it's moving independently. So you can still freely look around and drive, and it's awesome. You can lean around, stuff like that. But you're not being affected by the car. You're not doing this.
Weird.
You're doing this. And I think that's kind of fucking with my brain when I play.
It's like riding in a Cadillac.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very floaty.
I think Josh had an old. No, he didn't. He had a boat. It was something. You also played it. You said it wasn't really for you because you don't like being inside the car in racing games.
Yeah, I don't play racing games for that full sim experience, though I do appreciate it 100%.
I do.
I like to have the camera above the car.
Third person.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on the game, how I'm playing it. I switch constantly.
Well, and
too.
even Gran Turismo, I've always played it that way with the camera
Yeah.
above the car. So
When I play always because I'll even switch as I'm playing. I'll be in the middle and I'll just move it out because I like to see the car once in a while.
nope. If I accidentally hit it, I will go through all the options to get it back where I had it.
Oh yeah,
I
don't care.
cannot.
I'll
do
drive though and be looking behind me. Like I'll hold like back on the analog and just be looking behind me and looking around as I'm like driving like 120 miles per hour. So I just
Anticipate or envision playing a game that's very heavily because I like games that have drifting in them, like drifting, like
those are all gone.
bad drifting.
It's weird.
But I just imagine like having a VR game like that, and you're like drifting, and you just drift too much, and you spin out, and you're in VR, and the car just going.
It'd be
cool.
Oh, drifting would be neat though in VR.
Crazy just thinking
Yeah.
about it.
No, that'd really fuck with your head because your body's gonna anticipate the G's.
Yeah.
Like the car drifting. One thing that's really neat though that I noticed I was naturally doing, just like actually driving, is fucking as I'm flying around a fucking corner. In most games, you're just looking through the windshield, so you're just like driving and turning. But this, I was like literally doing this as I was going around this long corner. I was like looking kind of through the windshield and the window
At the
And it
road
was-
ahead of you.
Yeah, and it was cool to kind of have that freedom, be able to see and anticipate. And it wasn't even like, oh, I wonder if I can do this. I like naturally was just like
Yep.
driving like that and looking like in the mirrors and stuff like that. It's awesome. And I also got that wheel, so it's like all I need is a fan blowing in my face.
That's a good way for them to teach kids how to drive VR.
They should, yeah.
I mean, I know they use it for pilots for flying, so
Yeah.
why not cars?
Yeah, because you still get an example of how turning works and braking and stuff like that without actually putting anyone in any danger. But cars are going to drive us all over the place soon anyway, so you're not going to need to know that. Still should probably learn though. Played Until Dawn: Rush of Blood, which is their VR. What are those games like House of the Dead called?
Track cars or track
Just like
games?
on rail shooter.
On rail
Yeah.
shooter, yeah.
It's one of those. It's actually pretty cool. It's really dorky and cheesy, but as like an on rail shooter, I used to have. It's funny I'm buying peripherals again because last time I bought peripherals was House of the Dead 2 for Xbox, the original Xbox. I had the light guns and shit, and then when I went to go trade them in, they're like, "We don't buy peripherals." I was like, "Fuck!" So I don't know what happened to those, but yeah, here I am buying peripherals again, and it's cool because now that VR exists and the peripherals exist, you're on this old like minecart, but there's like roller coaster parts while you're shooting things like targets, and there's scary stuff in it. It's a really cool idea. I actually really enjoyed it because there's the skill aspect, trying to get the high score. There's different guns you can shoot and get them. Run out of ammo and you're back to pistols. The whole VR aspect of it is really cool. And then the horror elements, I like horror stuff. The game actually made me jump once too, which is fucking kudos to them because it's hard to do. I was like, ah! Like I just like yelled. 'Cause I was like, I wasn't expecting it. Josh just looked at me like, what? Because normally I'm like, haha, yeah, fuck you, when they're popping out at me. But But yeah, it's neat. It's cool. There's also parts of the game too where you'll shoot like a lever and the track will change. So I kind of want to go back through and do other sides of it. But it's cool. It's something I would definitely, if somebody wanted to try out PSVR, I would have them try that out if they can handle horror, or I just lie to them and make them play it.
You know what they should bring back?
Huh.
Hearing you talk about that for VR, Sewer Shark.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same kind of game experience, except
Yeah.
you'd be able to actually be sitting in the thing. So.
Yeah, we have games like Elite Dangerous now though, where you get like the full experience. But yeah, I mean, a good one. I'm thinking fucking House of the Dead.
What game?
Sewer Shark for Sega CD.
You go through like
Get in there, maggot.
you go through
Fuck
sewer
he says.
tunnels or whatever, and the whole
Dog meat.
yeah, the whole point of the game is just to get to the end of the course, essentially.
It's got 2 levels.
But
One you're in the sewer, one you're above ground.
Okay.
yeah, the game also featured FMV, full motion videos for cutscenes, so there'd be like real people, on the screen. It was awful.
Fucking that shit. No, I loved that shit. That's probably one of my favorite memories of gaming in the 90s is when you got a fucking sweet disked game. This makes me sound old as shit because I was playing cartridges. You put like a Sega CD game in, or PlayStation was just fucking awesome. Road Rash, all the real cutscenes. I was like, this is awesome. I'm watching movies in a game. It's got music that's actually like real tracks. It's really fucking makes me feel old now. But like that shit, like you're playing a video game and some guy's face pops up. He's fucking, hey, dog meat. I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
But
yeah, essentially,
that was the shit.
You get on the course and you'd have to watch your fuel as well as not run into things to get a game over. So like,
you also had to pick pathing because there was doors that weren't open.
well, that's what I was getting ready to say is you'd be going and they'd be like fuel station at, and they'd say like 3:00. So that means there's a right coming up that you want to take if you want to get fuel, or they'd be like, this path's ending. You got to do 9:00 or whatever, type of thing. They try to give you cues every once in a while, but yeah, you'd hit like gates and blow up, and you'd have to start all the way over, or you'd run out of fuel and crash and have to start all the way over. So.
Even though we're waxing nostalgic, I actually wouldn't suggest playing it though, because I didn't like it then, and I don't like it now. But it's a fun memory.
But like I said, if they took that idea with VR,
yeah. Missed Bouncers. I know you don't remember that game, but it was a game for Sega CD where you played. It was like a fighting game / sports game. It was 2D, cartoony. Every character was a basketball, but they all, like some guy had a mohawk and he had different stats. And there's someone with glasses, and there's an alien basketball. And in the game, you were like versing each other, but there's hoops, and you're trying to get in the other guy's hoop as you were like fighting.
This sounds like a weird version of Shaq Fu, and that's a weird
It
game
was.
already.
It's way better than Shaq. Fuck Shaq. Fuck Shaq. I'm only talking about Shaq Fu. And don't dislike this video because Shaq. Nobody's part of that. There's no fucking allegiance to Shaq. Unless you are Shaq, then yeah, dislike me. Fuck you. I didn't like Shaq Fu. Yeah, Bouncers was cool. Anyway, that was a fun trip down memory road. We should do that again. Rush Blood's cool. And last game I played and beat, I was actually going to talk about this last time, but I didn't. Evil Within 2 actually said I'd played it. I was almost at the end of it. I actually beat the game. That game is fucking awesome. If you have not played Evil Within or Evil Within 2, play them both. They're both really good, both different feeling. I really, really like the ending. I enjoyed the game itself, but the ending... I can have a good movie or game or anything like that have a bad ending, and it will decrease the value of it to me. Or a good movie with a good ending makes it even better. A mediocre thing with a good ending will up it to a good movie or game to me. Just because an ending, that lasting taste, goes longer for me than anything else. So I've been playing Evil Within 2. I've been enjoying it. I think it's a really well-made game. But the ending was so cinematic and like meaningful and awesome and beautiful looking. And the end boss is really cool. That it's probably a contender for best game of the year for me. So definitely suggest people play that. I can't talk about it too much, even though I know you're never going to play it and you're probably never going to play it. But it's really fucking cool. I don't want to spoil it for anybody.
So the guy who's afraid of dinosaurs in Dino Crisis.
Yeah, this is crazier than that game. Although there's so much imagination. It's something that in Japanese games, and we've talked about this a million times, that Japanese games do that the Western games don't. They play it safe a lot, and they keep things real and
grounded.
But they do such big, ambitious things in American games, like or Western games like Grand Theft Auto 5. You're not going to get a Japanese game that's on that level of like how big and vast and how much shit is happening in it and the systems, all this stuff like that. But with Japanese games, you're going to get a fun, imaginative game that people here are not willing and don't have the balls to like go that far and have like crazy shit that you've never seen before happen. So I love that we're in a time right now where we're getting from both of them now different flavors, because like that's another reason why I appreciated Evil Within and Evil Within 2 so much, is like they're horror games that other horror games are not doing. I mean, literally, this is probably one of my favorite horror franchises out there. Silent Hill is my favorite, absolutely. Nothing's going to beat it. But, I mean, this might be right under it. I like it more than Resident Evil. So it's awesome. The first one's super convoluted, though, storyline-wise. So, beat that, pretend like you know what happened, and then go read online. Figure out what actually happened, and you'll still be confused. Second game kind of just kind of fucking abandoned that storyline, took some elements from it, and they're like, this is the storyline of 2. It's a lot more, it's still convoluted, but it's easier to follow. But definitely suggest that to everybody, even if you don't like horror games, just do it. Fuck it. I almost said fuck you, but I don't mean that. Shaq. Chevy.
I played the expansion for Final Fantasy 15 called Comrades. It's their multiplayer expansion. Give a quick summary on that, and to keep it spoiler free, because it does tie into the story of Final Fantasy 15. It takes place after Chapter 13. You play as a Kingslave, and you, at least as far as I am right now, are just attempting to get your memories back and restore power so that you can keep the demons at bay. Essentially, what you're doing though is you have your own base, which you spend power and resources, whatever, to make better and unlock more missions. You go up to an NPC, you pick a mission, and you can either choose to play with people in a private room with a password so you can invite your friends, or just jump to having straight AI. And at any point in time you are playing with people and they leave, or something happens with the network connection or something, it will replace them with AI. So you're always playing with 4 people, including yourself. So you don't have to worry about that. And you go out and you just do little hunting missions like you would in Final Fantasy 15 when you go up to a hunting person. So you do those, you get resources to make better weapons, you advance further. It's a neat little thing. I haven't gotten far enough story-wise into it to comment on that. But if you have 15, I believe it is $20 for Comrades, but I think the season pass is like $25. So
buy the season pass.
Just buy the season pass and get the episodes that expand on the other 3 characters. That was pretty much it for that game. I've also been trying to get as much Persona 5 in as possible, because I want to have an opinion about it before next month, because it's one of those games that people are clamoring about as a Game of the Year contender. So I want to have my own opinion about it to see if I agree or disagree. But so far,
we'll be talking about our games of the year. So if you guys want to participate in that, also think about what you've been playing. Play as much as you can, because next month we'll be talking about that.
Yeah. I am enjoying the game quite a bit. It is a traditional JRPG, which I'm glad are coming back, and they've done it in a way that
traditional as fuck,
super traditional. Yeah. But it's got this blend of like classic JRPG and like games like Shenmue or Yakuza as well, where you live a life.
Yeah, definitely.
I love it in that regard. I actually almost enjoy the living your character's life stuff more than the dungeon stuff.
I really need to get to that.
Yeah. The whole experience is really fun though. The style is really cool. I can't talk too much about it because spoilers obviously, but I am at the second palace, or dungeon if you prefer the word. The big only complaint I really have is if you don't like anime tropes, you're gonna hate this game, because it is so full of them. It's crazy. But yeah, that's what I've been playing.
That's it?
I mean, that's all it's worth noting. So I've dabbled. I played Lineage 2 Revolution on my phone. I hopped into Final Fantasy 14 to stop the deconstruction of the guild house.
You did do that.
I did, yeah. forgot how good looking that game is.
14?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good looking game.
Our office house.
Yeah. I need to go beat that storyline.
Need to play it, but
I made the house look like an office.
didn't I see that?
Yeah.
Probably. There's like a little desk that you walk up to, and there's a little foyer to sit at, and things like that. Ugh, I spent a lot of guild doing that kind of stuff.
That's cool though. Like fucking just being able to build stuff like that for everybody and represent, the clan order is always cool.
Well, you can also have your own room. So there's a door in the back where you pay a certain amount of guild. I can't remember, but you get your own room.
200,000, 500,000, something like that.
So yeah, if you want to decorate your own space, you have the ability to do that then.
Like this close to buying the airship workshop,
Not that we're ever going to use it.
but we can have it.
Yeah.
There needs to be a button. There's a button in fucking Lineage Revolution that you can just fucking spam, and it just tells everybody that the clan's open.
Yeah, you get banned real quick in 14 for spamming.
I can't believe they let you do it.
Yeah.
'Cause I was like, I filled up our clan to 30 people in like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, we got a clan.
And some of those guys are really dedicated.
Oh yeah.
I was looking, like, there's people who are lower level than you, but have almost 2 times your CP. It's insane.
They're playing. I need to give you some permissions though, because I'll log in and people are like, "Hey, we did a dungeon." I'm like, "Oh, cool," and they're like, "We need our prizes." I'm like, "What?" Like we got stuff, but it's in the clan storage. You got to give it to us. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to give you shit. I wish the game would just give you shit. I want to sit here and divvy out like, okay, who was there? Okay, here's some for you. Here's some for you.
Yeah, I would just set permissions up for everyone so they have access to certain things. So that's why I usually just make the guilds in games, because I don't mind doing that stuff. So
Here's some for you.
I made the guild because I want to grow it. I want a fucking clan. We were goddamn 92 for a split second on the ranking, which is fucking noticeable.
yeah, we float around 100.
Yeah. So
Uh-huh.
every time I play a game, an MMO or whatever, we always make a guild or whatever, but it's always like us, and we never get to accomplish like the bigger guild stuff. So in this, I'm like, it's a phone MMO. Like, who gives a shit if I don't show up again and they all abandon the clan? If any of these guys are watching, I'm not going to do that. But if I did that, yeah, it's a fun game, like fucking whatever. But like, if I played like full on MMO, I don't know. I would take it a little more serious to try and invite people that like I knew or whatever. And this, I was just like, fuck it, we're all playing this game randomly between school or work, all that shit. So
Yeah, well,
an experiment.
I'll say the biggest like community I was ever a part of was in Final Fantasy 11 and in World of Warcraft.
The WoW clan was
Well, we were actually doing endgame content
Pretty decent.
without random people in WoW. And same with Final Fantasy 11 when I was playing that. We didn't have to grab random people or anything for stuff.
Tank.
In
Weird.
14, we've gotten there a couple times, but people never stick around long enough to keep that going.
Yeah.
So, whatever. People got their reasons. I get it. It just
I'm a tank in that too.
yeah, it's hard to, especially the older we get, it's harder to get people to invest that kind of time into a game. So.
I'm Moira in fucking Lineage. That's my. You're like, ugh. I have nothing to do with that. That's my class, Moira.
What the hell is a Moira?
That's someone who lets people know I'm Moira.
Actually made a healer in Lineage too.
You
You
did?
did?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
I made a rogue type thing. The dagger.
They make it idiot proof. You know what the heal is? Here's this big circle. Everyone in it gets a hot. That's my heal,
You're like a druid
pretty much. And then
or a
I
shaman.
can go. Everyone's armor goes up. Everyone heals a little bit. Get rid of your debuffs. And here's my one attack spell.
You're a shaman.
Yeah.
Healing rain.
Healing rain. He's a Moira. Anything else you been playing?
No.
Nothing. Anything anyone wants to throw out there? Any life changes? Is everything great? Everything good? The weather's been fun.
No life changes yet, but soon.
Everything is standard.
Soon, and we'll be talking about that when it comes. Everything's standard.
Everything's standard.
Everything's subpar. Everything's all right. It's all good. It's good. It's fine. I'm Moira. All right. So We got 3 videos we're gonna be watching, all from RX Gaming. So I'm gonna put the shout out there. Go check out RX Gaming. Watch a lot of his stuff. I know a lot of you guys do too. I just wanna let people know because I don't want to just be sitting here watching his videos and be like, "Oh, fuck that guy." He makes really good content, so we keep watching it. So yeah, he covered 3 things that we're all really interested in. So this guy's kind of like-minded with us. We got a video for Code Vein, 5 reasons to keep it on your radar. We got Dragonball Z, FighterZ gameplay impressions. Apparently played that, and then we'll be watching Monster Hunter video on all Palico armor sets so far, which will be fun because I love the Palicos. Anything I'm going to say before we get into this? No? Okay, let's fucking get into this. Hopefully we can get through without ads. I need to get an ad blocker because fuck you. Let's do it.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Arax here, and welcome to Code Vein. If you guys saw my Dragonball
I like there's the talkative lady.
Friday, then you would know that I had the chance to visit Bandai Namco's UK offices last week. And while I was there, not only did I get a chance to go hands-on with Dragon Ball again, but I also got to try out Code Vein for the very first time.
Hi.
This video is from the TGS build of the game, the first build that was publicly playable. Obviously, this time it's in English. And while it is still a work in progress, and a lot of stuff
Looks like
is
you
still
played the
being
same area as that
fine-tuned
other
and
guy
optimized, it gave me
who
a good
sucked at the
opportunity
game.
to really see what the game had to offer. And I've got to say, my initial impressions are good. Really good. For those of you that perhaps haven't
wanna
heard
hear
this
that,
before,
so
then
I want
Code
this
Vein
game.
is a game that shares a lot of similarities with Dark Souls and Bloodborne. So much so
Okay.
that it's quite often referred to in games media as the anime Dark Souls. And while that's not exactly a bad thing, I mean the Dark Souls games are amazing, and I for one am all for another challenge that fits into the Soulsborne space. It's also important to stress that while there are
Like how
obvious
that's the genre
similarities and
now.
comparisons that can be
Dark
made,
Souls?
Code
Soulsborne.
Vein also has its own identity and its own ideas that make it more than just another Dark Souls clone. So, with that in mind, I thought I'd put together a video to talk a bit more about the
Backstab.
game.
Aw,
And
you
5
messed
reasons
up.
that Code Vein should be on your radar for next year. If you do enjoy this video, then a like would be super appreciated. And be sure to comment down below and let me know what you guys think. Is this a game that you are looking forward to yourself? Are you a fan of any of these
Yes.
Soulsborne games?
Yes.
Definitely let me know.
I'm letting you
Now,
know
kicking
if you
things
watch
off
my
at
channel.
number 1. Quite simply, if you like Dark Souls or Bloodborne, you're going to like Code Vein. Let's get the obvious comparisons out of the way to begin with. First up, the general gameplay flow follows the Dark Souls formula. You roam around dungeons,
Looks like
battling
it.
enemies, and upon killing them, you collect your experience, which is a resource akin to that of souls. And that resource is then lost upon death. If you do die, and believe me, you will, a lot, then you can return to your body or the location you died to reclaim your experience. This is very important to do, since this
tasty
is the currency
XP.
that you'll use to upgrade your abilities, make yourself stronger, back at checkpoints, aka the bonfire. Visiting a checkpoint replenishes your health potions and blood charges, but also resets the enemies, so the gameplay will follow the usual balance of going around, farming enemies, juggling your upgrades, whilst also navigating your way through the labyrinth-like dungeons, looking for shortcuts that make your return journey easier and quicker, and ideally checkpoints further along to save you making the long trek back.
It's funny how this is like, and we talked about it many times, but it's like a genre already because like this, he's describing Neo and
will likely kill you many times. When you ultimately come out
Surge,
on top, you then move on to the next
and other
area.
games like that.
So yes,
I'm ready for it because I loved Neo.
formula is
It's one
similar,
of my favorite
but
games
Code
this
Vein
year.
doesn't try to hide this fact. On the contrary, the game director Hiroshi
Also kind of
Miyamoto
like that,
known
you
for
know,
his work on
a lot of
the
those games
franchise
are trying to
advances
like fit in a theme or whatever, but
to create
like
his own spin on the Souls franchise.
it's nice to see
And
an
what's nice
anime
about his
themed one.
involvement in this project and the visual
Yeah, I want to see
game
flavor,
is that he's been
different
able to work
flavors.
some of that over-the-top
Oh,
combat
what's
flair into
that?
it, and
That's
sorts of
kinda
stuff
cool.
It's a
that
tail?
A, an anime, and B, God Eater. And this ultimately results in some truly awesome gameplay moments. I'll speak a little bit more in depth about combat later in this video, but the core gameplay just feels super solid. Enemy
good.
engagements will see you balancing your offensive and
Also,
defensive
that tail
abilities,
thing's something
acting
I wouldn't
sparingly,
expect. That's-
trying not
that's-
to be too greedy
that's a
and
cool
ultimately
idea.
ending up
Yeah.
dead. You can block, parry, and dodge, all whilst managing your stamina, which again, if you're a Dark Souls player, should come as no surprise to you. I'd say this probably falls quite nicely in between both Bloodborne and Dark Souls, with combat being a little more fast-paced.
Also gotta say, at least this guy's playing the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm actually enjoying watching this because he's not just getting hit.
Then did I mention that you're gonna die a lot?
I actually don't die a whole lot in both games.
Me either.
I went through Bloodborne first like 4 or 5 bosses, beat them all in my first try.
Really?
Moving on from
Yeah.
there to number 2, as a sort of counter to my first point, if you don't like the Dark Souls games, then don't write off Code Vein just yet, because there
Oh.
might just be something for you.
Fair.
I appreciate the notion of brutal difficulty and the promise of boss fights that'll see you die over and over and over again until you either want to tear your hair out or throw your controller at the screen might not sound like everyone's idea of fun.
Suck
And that's
this
cool.
bitch
I
and
totally
fucking
get
Neo.
that. And so too does
Until
Code
I
Vein.
discovered
game
the
has a
spear
rather interesting AI
and never
companion
let go
system.
of it.
You're not alone in this world, and while these companions won't
Really?
complete the game
Yeah.
for you or do all the work for you,
I didn't have any
they can
trouble
make a
in
big
Dark
difference
Souls
in
until
battle.
I got to the Twin
In the demo that I
Princes.
played, I only had the choice of one companion. This lady named
I didn't have a whole lot of
But
trouble in Dark
the
Souls
game
either. I kind of
quite
flew through that and I
introduced,
stopped playing
each
it.
of whom have their own unique fighting style and range of abilities, and they also have their own story missions too.
He brought up a good point there. In all the Soulsborne style games, you're always by yourself unless you have a companion who actually, he said, if you want, can just sit there and fight for you.
Neo had missions that had that. I actually liked that. It made it feel less lonely. You can still get the same experience without, and I don't want Dark Souls to change. It needs that. It's very lonesome. That's part of the atmosphere.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but you're still dead. Similarly, you can't just leave your companion to go off and kill everything for you, because the game is still designed to be challenging. But they are pretty responsive, helping you out when you need it, casting abilities at times that make sense, and more often than not, they're just super useful to take the heat off of you in battle.
Kind of reminds me of an
For any
RPG
guys
too,
that play
having
Monster
like
Hunter, go and hunt with your
party.
Palico, You know only too well that really it's just there to give the monster something else to attack other than you. And that's the same here. Boss fights are brutal, and they will bombard you with unrelenting attacks given the opportunity. But having someone else
It
in
did
the
go after
fold
the other person.
means
That's
they
one
will
thing
offer simple attacks
we
between
talked
both
about
of
even
you,
with like
giving
Dragon's
you a little
Dogma that was really nice
free.
is like the
So while you're still gonna
NPCs
have a
actually feel like they're
challenging enemy,
there
I will say
Yeah.
that
and part of it.
I hate when they're just there to
Yeah.
be like for the experience. Like you're with people, but
Yeah.
like you're still fighting the person.
Soulsborne fans out there, these companions can be left behind if you do still want to go it alone.
That's cool.
Next up, in at number 3, combat.
That's a
Combat
big sword.
feels Great. I
Yeah,
mentioned
that's
earlier,
cool.
the base combat flow shares
I like the
similarities
style.
with your
I say
typical
for
Dark
if it's
Souls
anime themed,
flow.
I'm sure the weapons
You have
will
your
get
light attacks,
ridiculous.
your heavy attacks,
So
ability to parry, block, and dodge, all whilst monitoring your stamina. But on top of that, you also have a launcher attack, which can be used to either stun enemies, or if your focus meter is full, then this can actually be used to launch enemies into the air, opening up the opportunity to pull off a rather flashy and bloody finisher move that also generates blood charges in the process. See, on top of the basic combat abilities you have from your weapons, you also have access to a few other pretty cool abilities.
That's one thing I loved
This
about
is
Neo
where
is
Code Vein
charging
really
up a
starts to come into
special
its own.
and being able to
First
use
up,
it
you have
either just to
abilities
kill
called
something or
gifts.
to take
These are
damage
the
for
icons
you.
see in the bottom right corner of the screen. These will vary from things like attack or defense boost to healing abilities for you and your ally, or even a range of magic spells to get out of reach targets. All of these abilities use a resource known as blood charges, that number down here that ranges from 10 to 12. Blood charges are generated by attacking enemies and consumed when you use your abilities or your gifts. So whilst exploring dungeons, you want to use them sparingly, and similarly in boss fights, you want to weigh up when it's most appropriate to use them, especially considering some of these do have cast times, so the last thing you want to do is be caught in the animation when the boss comes your
Fucked
way.
move.
However, on top of that, you also have blood veils. There are 3 that I'm aware of thus far: the Ogre, the Hound, and the Stinger. The demo that I played had the Ogre and the Stinger. The first one is a claw that you can charge up to perform a lunge attack, and if you strike the enemy, not only do you generate blood charges, but it also increases your total maximum charge capacity for a short time.
okay.
The Stinger instead gave you this scorpion tail, which had longer reach than the Ogre, but also had a ridiculously long charge time. I was actually told that they were going to be shortening that charge time simply because it's a little too long as it exists right now, but either way, that is another option. The Hound, the one that I didn't get a chance to use, basically
I like the
shoots you
weapons.
dog heads as pauldrons or shoulders, and they can then be used for similar results. Furthermore, the game also has a class system known as blood codes. There are different classes ranging from things like heavy, technical, balance, long distance, magic, buffs, etc. And while you will pick one of these at the beginning of the game, you can swap between them at checkpoints and level them up independently.
Oh, cool.
Different classes
Neat.
or blood codes have different abilities, so the option to swap between them really allows you to tailor your abilities to upcoming encounters or bosses without the need to respec or incur any sort of penalty. So in summary, you have a solid basic combat flow that will form the crux of your battle strategy, but you then have a wide range of abilities or gifts to bolster your options. These gifts are then fueled by blood charges, which tie nicely into the blood veils, and all of this then wraps up nicely in the blood codes class system to provide you with yet more ways to play.
Lots of
However,
blood.
Moving on from there, still on a combat-related note, in at number 4, Code Vein has a lot of cool weapons. They fall into one of 5 different categories, and during my playtime I had a chance to test out a few, plus found a couple more in chests. You can equip 2 weapons at one time
Halberd.
and swap between them using the D-pad, and
That's
this
crazy
is in
looking.
addition to your chosen blood veil that I
I
spoke
haven't
about
seen him use
moment.
a gun
You
yet,
have
but
the
I saw him have one in his
one-handed sword, which is
inventory.
quick, and while it might not dish out as much damage as some of the heavier weapons, it is one of these safer choices since you don't have to commit quite as much to use it. There's also a giant 2-handed sword, much more powerful but also much slower, leaving you open a lot of the time. There's the halberd, which has great reach, probably one of the
Hell
best
yeah.
of the melee weapons, and sort of bridges the gap between the 1- and 2-handed swords. You also have a hammer, which I sadly didn't get a chance to test out, and you also have a rifle complete with a bayonet at the end if you want to engage at a much longer range. You'll obviously earn multiple weapons within these categories as you progress, but those 5 will form the basis
Damn,
of
he's
your
almost
weapon
dead.
choices. And finally, in at number 5, and let's be honest, this is a pretty important point right here, you can create your own
I
character.
didn't know that.
Sadly, Phil,
I thought you were playing just as a character.
But I linked a
Right.
video down below from IGN as part of their IGN First coverage, which gives you a quick look at some of the customization options. This actually came as a bit of a surprise to me, since all the promotional material that I've seen from this game typically uses the same playable character model. So I kind of went
14
into
does
this
that too,
assuming
though.
that he was just the main character. But no, you can play
Very
as both
generic
male and
brown hair
female
guy
characters.
and blonde hair
You have
chick.
rare customization options available
See, I
to
know
you.
him.
I'm just praying that they have beards.
You got 3 health,
But
homie.
for the time being, that is pretty
No, he's
much
got
it.
0.
Let's look at Code Vein, launching next year for PS4 and Xbox
Oh,
One. No
he's
specific
back.
date yet, but it is slated for 2018. It's definitely a game that I am super looking forward to, and as and when I get a chance to go hands-on with it further, then you can expect to see more on the channel. But in the meantime, thank you very much for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.
Thank you. Yeah, so it's funny because we've been following this, but like I've been like in my own personal interest been following this game and I've been wanting to play it. And then we watched that last video, and even though I did enjoy what I saw, even though the guy played like shit and most of it was just getting hit while his mom was fucking do this, do that, do this. Dude, you know where my van car keys are at? My van car. It's a hybrid. That actually kind of damaged a little bit of my anticipation for the game. Not enough. Like, I'm still like, oh, well, let's watch this because I want to see more on this game. But I was like, that didn't look too fun. But I think it's that guy sucked at playing it. But that looks awesome. Like, this whole video has kind of reminded me of how much I really liked Neo. I mean, obviously, Dark Souls is like the king of it. But like, the combat in this seems like a kind of in between the two, because Neo's like a lot more actiony. It's less like, oh god, every slice will kill me. It's more like combo, block, combo, and then you can die really quick. But it's more fast paced. That's kind of got that vibe. So I'm anticipating the game again. And he said a lot of new stuff that I didn't realize in the game. Plus the Scorpion weapon is pretty neat. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I saw, it looks cool. It's not my style of gameplay, but I am
Vampires. He's racist against vampires.
and I don't do Soulsborne games. I tried multiple times. I can't do it. But it looks cool, and it looks promising for another game in that series, because there was a couple there that did come out that were not quite that AAA feel or look to it. One, Lords of the Fallen ended up being a pretty cool game, actually. The other one, The Surge or whatever, ended up being kind of a bummer.
I try and forget about it.
So it's nice to see like a big company, make their spin on it.
Well, it's interesting too. Just think about the Surge real fast. Is like this is still like when DayZ got really popular and everybody started making those games. They're trying. Some people are going to try and copy it. Some people are going to try and copy it and add their own flair to it, which I think is important. Neo definitely has its own flair. Like, that game for me is it's hard for me to compare the two, because it does so many things different than Dark Souls that I like differently than Dark Souls that I don't want Dark Souls to do, that it really stands on its own. Like, Neo is fucking awesome if you haven't played it. But then like the Surge, Lords of the Fallen was essentially a smaller company making a Dark Souls clone, and they did it and it was fun. I liked it. It's not as good as Dark Souls. Dark Souls 3 is the best game ever, obviously. But the Surge tried some new ideas and it didn't nail them. So I think of it more so like lesson learned. Hopefully they can take what worked, take what didn't work, and make something better from it. Because the Surge had a new idea where you can jump over weapons and duck while fighting. I don't like it. I don't want to think about that shit. And I get where they're going. They're trying to add to the combat, make it harder. But now where I'd normally just be dodging from things or blocking, now I can also, and I never used it, go under a weapon or jump over it. And I don't want to anticipate that shit. That's getting to too much. And it was clunky feeling. Maybe if it was smoother, or there were some cool visual styles to it, I could, notice it better. But like I was just like, this feels like shit. So it didn't work. But this game seems like they're going a safe route with it. So it looks a lot like Dark Souls, just with an anime flair to it. Otherwise, nothing really seems super new, I guess, which is fine.
Yeah, the anime Souls.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
Soulsborne.
I'm glad that they confirmed or told us that it's not just one character, that you can make your own character.
Yeah, that's cool.
It makes it a little more personal, which I always like. You know me, customizations, cosmetics, give me them.
Yeah, if it's like a really heavy story-centric game that doesn't lend itself to like your character's experience, but a character's experience, I don't mind it. But in a game like this, I don't know what the storyline's going to be like, but I can guess. But it's cool because editors in games are always fun and welcome, whatever. But in a stylized game, I kind of like them a little bit because like you're gonna get certain kind of hairstyles and eye styles, stuff like that you're not gonna get in most games. So it'd be fun to kind of make a character in this. Plus, I really like the style of the game. I like the whole anime Russian thing going on. So I'm gonna enjoy making Yuri.
I'm gonna make Molotov cockteas.
You can do that. You can probably do that. What if you can make a female?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah. I'm Yuri. Okay, so next video, unless somebody has something else to add to that. Dragon Ball FighterZ gameplay impressions. I believe this is from the same event that he went to, which makes sense. Bandai
I've seen a lot of
Namco.
this game.
But yeah, we've seen some. We're gonna hear his impressions. I know you guys are really excited for this game.
Yo, what's going on, guys?
I think it looks great.
Today, I want to take the time to talk about a game that I've been following quite closely, but haven't really had a chance to talk about on the channel yet.
It looks
and that
fucking
is
amazing
Dragon Ball
visually.
FighterZ, or Dragon Ball FighterZ.
And it's such a good job.
This upcoming 2D 3v3 tag-based fighter developed by Arc System Works and published
Oh,
by
I didn't
Bandai
realize it was
Namco is a
3v3.
game that I've had my eye on
Yeah.
ever since the moment it was shown off at E3. While I might not cover fighting games much on the channel these days, the fighting genre is one that I
This
have
is a
a long
mega
history
hug.
with. It's a genre I grew up playing, probably more so than most others, one that I enjoy watching and following, and anytime there's a new fighting game out, I like to try and jump in where I can. I just don't have as much time as I'd like to these days to spend getting really good, and that's part of
I
why
get that,
I'm so
100%.
excited for Dragon Ball FighterZ. See, not only does the game look and play spectacularly, but it falls into the same category as games like Marvel vs. Capcom or even
That's
Super
what I was
Smash
thinking.
Bros. It's incredibly easy to pick up and play, at least on the surface level, allowing you to relatively quickly pull off some badass looking moves and feel good about yourself in the process. Meanwhile, there is
feel so
also
good
a
about
great degree
myself.
of depth for those of you that want to take the time to master it. In short, easy to play, hard to master.
You're gonna buy
Now,
this,
there
right?
was
Oh,
recently
yeah,
a
okay.
beta of the game not too long ago, and I'm sure some of you
'Cause I
guys
wanna
will
play
jump
it.
in and test out some of the
I love
characters.
that.
Last week, I also had the
They nailed it.
opportunity to
Looks
visit Bandai Namco's
legit.
offices to go hands-on with the
Even
game.
the
Building
backdrops
game,
are really
admittedly
cool.
not the most up-to-date, and not with all the more recently announced characters. But whilst there, I had a chance to sit down, chat to the team.
Yeah, they keep announcing characters lately. It's crazy.
Because they just announced Gotenks, right?
And two others, yeah, I can't remember who, though.
Do you know how big the roster is?
Relatively decent fight, so either that or
Your phone's already out, man.
hopefully, once a newer build becomes available, I'll actually be able to go back.
Tian and
review
Yamcha
gameplay for you guys,
are
so
also
I'll show off something new
gonna be
announced
out.
Yamcha.
stages. But today, I wanted to just share some of my impressions of the game, given that I've now had a fair bit of time with it. When you factor in my playtime across E3,
Was he going gold? Yeah.
and now time at the studio. So if you do enjoy this and you are looking forward to this game, then a like would be super appreciated. And also be sure to comment down below and let me know what you guys think. Have you
There's a
had
neat
chance to
little
play
nod,
yourself? Is it a game
because there's a
you
lot of
pick
like
up? And
nice
also,
little
are you
things
looking
added to
see
this
more of
game
this on the channel?
that relate to the
Now,
anime, but like Frieza in particular, he does the destructor discs like Krillin does. He throws them out, but then they return and they can do damage to you on the return.
Rather unfortunately, the same day that Monster Hunter World launches, so it's safe to say I'm gonna have my work cut out early next
Oh,
year. But either way,
Jesus.
That's not
the
good.
date to mark in your calendars if you're looking forward to it.
This comes at the
Same day as Monster Hunter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The developer mentioned on Twitter
Fuck.
that they would consider it if there was enough interest, but since I've heard nothing more since, then I'm not gonna go get my hopes up. As for the character roster, they have currently announced 18 characters for the base
Wow,
game.
okay.
Plus, they recently revealed that there will be an expansion pass or a Fighter's Pass, as it's known, and within this, there'll be an additional 8
Oh,
characters,
Captain Ginyu
each of
was
whom will come
announced
with
too.
their respective lobby
Another
battles,
8 on top of
and
18?
Yeah.
That's a fucking big
That
roster.
being said, it's also worth calling out that the 18 characters currently announced for the base game isn't the final total. They do still have plans to announce a few more for the base roster, as well as
Goddamn.
more stages. So again, keep your eyes peeled for more information on that. Maybe I'll
Wait, is the
also
release
check
or
out
the
versions
beta
of
at the same
game
time as
launches
Monster
next
Hunter?
year
I probably
for you
missed that
guys
part.
to game
I was spacing out when it happened because I was thinking
Let's
about the
now
roster. I
talk
slipped
about
up.
exactly that, the gameplay, because it is so incredibly fun. It's a 3v3 tag-based fighter, so you pick 3 different characters, and during gameplay, you can call them in for quick tag moves. You can team up with them when unleashing super moves for team supers, and you can also swap to them when things get hectic and you want to give your main character a chance to recover. This is, as mentioned earlier, a fighting game that you can instantly pick up, even if you aren't ultra hardcore into fighting games.
So it's
Now,
like
within a
Marvel
very
vs.
short space of
Capcom
time,
2.
you're pulling off fancy combos, unleashing devastating
Or
super
Blaze
moves,
Blue,
and
not
just
in
general
its
feeling pretty good
way
about
it
yourself.
plays,
That being
but
said, I'm not
Blaze
gonna try
Blue
and
is a
tell
lot
you
easier to
if
get
you've
into
got
than
to pick
Guilty Gear.
someone who knows what they're doing, someone that has taken the time to learn the intricacies of the game beyond the surface level, you're probably still going to take a beating, but it
I'm gonna
doesn't
play the
usually feel
shit
quite
out
so
of Vegeta.
one-sided in a game
Oh,
like
yeah?
this.
Oh, yeah.
I also
Hell
use Street
yeah.
Fighter as comparison point, a game I have tried on many occasions to get really good at, but without sufficient time investment, the skill gap is just too damn high. And ultimately, most matches are very one-sided. But in a game like Dragonball FighterZ, even if you're fighting a losing battle, the fluid combat and the flashy moves still
So
give
does
you a
Dragon
sense
Ball
of
FighterZ.
satisfaction whether you win or not. Sure, winning always feels better. I mean, it's a fighting game after all, and you're playing to win. But regardless, it is just fun to play. Visually, the game is spectacular. It runs at
Fuck yeah, it
1080p,
is.
60 FPS, and on PS4 Pro and Xbox One X, higher resolutions will also be supported, but what stands out the most is just the visual style. Arc System Works always do an incredible job on their 2D fighters, and Dragon Ball FighterZ is no different. Bright, colourful, cel-shaded visuals look like something straight out of the anime, and in combat, when both sides are throwing projectiles, getting up close, going toe-to-toe with long combo chains, and even finishing one another off with devastating super moves that can, at times, utterly destroy a stage, honestly, even if you don't like fighting games, this is just an incredible game to look at. It's also for that very reason that I can't wait to see EVO matches for this game next year, because
Oh,
it's
God.
going to be incredible. I actually said on Twitter a while back that this is probably one of the most screenshotable and gifable
Yeah,
games
definitely.
out there. Every screenshot I see, every GIF I see, or GIF if you want to say it that way,
No.
Nope.
insane.
Thank you.
The attention to detail is also really impressive. There are a lot of
Kinda
scenes in
graphic.
this, especially for some
It's
of
a
the
graphic.
moves
Yep.
that are so accurate when compared to the manga, the original.
I got
source
lost his
material,
right to
that they
determine
can
how
essentially
that's
overlay the two
pronounced.
and see just how they line up.
When
So if you're a
English was
Dragon Ball fan,
invented.
Yeah.
finish that anime up top. But that, my friends, is pretty much it. Now we should take a quick look at some gameplay and a chance for me to just talk to you guys about the game, my thoughts and impressions. It's for sure a game that I'm looking forward
I know
to.
everybody
It's
hates
up there
Dragon Ball
as one of
GT,
my
but
most
that'd be really
anticipated
cool if they had
titles,
Super
so you
Saiyan
can
4 in
definitely
it.
expect to see some more stuff
not
coming
canon
when we
anymore.
get closer to
Yeah.
launch. But
And
in the
even when he
meantime,
does Super Saiyan 3, it's just for that move. If it misses, it doesn't
Oh,
retain
really?
it. Yeah,
Just
it's
the
just the
move?
move.
It was just cool to see it. I haven't really seen it in the game. Well, I don't know. I haven't played in the newer games.
The Xenoverse games are actually fun.
Yeah.
It's like that Frieza move where he gets really muscular. It's just for that move. But the gold thing is like a persistent
But in
one.
the meantime, thanks for watching. Take it easy. Catch you next time. Peace
Probably
out.
like a stance change.
Have they ever done like an open world Dragon Ball game?
Xenoverse has a hub you can walk around in.
Not that.
But no.
Because I always
know of.
I wanted
MMO.
that a long time ago. Yeah, not even just an MMO, like just a game with like a really cool combat system where you could like actually fly really fucking fast in a world and get into battles in big open areas where you actually got that sense of like punching a dude a mile and fucking blinking to him and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's willing to spend the budget for a game like that.
Well, yeah, because all their games are always smaller scaled. This is probably the best looking one I've seen, and that's just because those guys always do a really good job on visual style.
Oh yeah,
All their games
Guilty
are
Gear
amazing
is
looking.
My favorite fighting game. So
Real quick, I'm gonna go through the roster.
okay,
Oh God, they're gonna make me click. Android 16, Android 18, Android 21,
Which is one
The
they
new
made
one.
for this
Yeah.
game.
Captain Ginyu.
Which he's a summons character. So like his moves incorporate all of the Ginyu Force.
Which is dope.
yeah,
That's awesome.
And then his ultimate is the soul swap. And when you soul swap, they can't summon the Ginyu Force.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they're gimped.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cell, which we saw plenty of. Future Trunks,
Right.
Frieza, Final Form, Gohan.
Young Gohan.
Young Gohan, Adult Gohan, Goku, Goku Super Saiyan Blue. So they do
Oh,
have
of
super
course.
stuff. Gotenks, which is dope.
Yeah.
Little dude. Innocent Boo,
That's the fat one.
Kid Boo,
The evil
I
one.
mean one, yeah.
Kuririn,
Who's
Krillin.
He's a keep away character.
Keep away characters.
He wants to stay far away from you as possible, so he got a lot of projectile attacks.
Well, just
Gotcha.
like in the show.
Makes sense. Nappa.
Yes! He's supposed to be a really big, brawny.
Hey, Vegeta. Vegeta.
Hey, Vegeta!
Piccolo, of course. Vegeta. Vegeta Super Saiyan Blue. Tien. Yamcha.
who's a rushdown character, from what I understand.
I really hope that there's a fucking him laying in a hole.
One of Tien's ultimate is Chaozu blowing himself up on the enemy.
Really?
Wow, that's dark.
That's awesome.
And it doesn't do a lot of damage
That part's
either.
intense. Chaozu! Goodbye, Tien! I was like, what the fuck am I watching? That's all they got so far. That was 22 of them. Went quick.
Yep.
I don't really know what to add.
No
to that.
Ultra Instinct Goku?
I don't know what that is.
What?
It just happened in the show.
Better get that in there. DLC looks awesome.
Probably.
Looks awesome. For me, obviously, I haven't been paying attention to it as much as everybody else, but knowing that it's Marvel vs. Capcom, pretty much because it has the 3 versus 3, it's pretty cool. I kind of like that system just because it kind of adds like once you get one guy burnt down, you still have 2 dudes that you might be able to kind of change that up with. Kind of makes the fights a little more interesting.
It adds depth to the fighting. You
Yeah.
can see all these different styles.
I definitely prefer 1v1, but I don't dislike that version just because it adds a flair to the battle and makes battles or fights have like something can change more so than if you just fucking clutch it with one character because you're like dodging and blocking more, which is really fucking tense.
I say, well, nothing beats watching slow-mo like Tekken like barely wins and stuff. Though.
Yeah, those.
Just because the hitbox in that game is stupid accurate.
Yeah.
So.
No, I've literally kicked at someone and went between their legs and then hit them. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. There's one I remember. There was a GIF I remember watching where a guy kicked, and you saw like it barely missed the person's head, and the other person like punched and hit their leg or whatever and won. And I was just like.
Even when I was playing 7, I was playing against a computer or whatever, and I was doing fine, but like I went to swing at somebody, and they did this spin at me, and they just kind of rolled down my arm without getting hit, and I was like, didn't I hit them? And then they fucking boom and knocked me back. I was like, that's fucking crazy.
It's insane.
But yeah, no, it's at first I was like, it's another fighting game. I'll wait till you get in. I'll probably still will do that, but I do want to play it now, and knowing that the roster's that big is awesome because there's so many characters in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and all that shit that. They have a lot to work with. It'd be a shame if they had like 8 characters.
I love Dragon Ball. I love Arc System Marks. So
yeah, match made in heaven
works for me. Yeah.
I also like that we've been getting so many of the same kind of Dragon Ball Z games for years now that it's just cool to go back to just like a fighting game like they used to be.
Also, if this works really well for you guys, will you please just make like a Shonen Jump version? That just has a jump cast in it instead.
That'd be cool.
Because I would love to play like Bleach characters, One Piece characters, stuff like that.
Luffy.
It'd be so awesome.
Yeah, I wanna. He'd be essentially Dhalsim.
I want to see Edward Elric in one of them.
Oh yeah.
Is he jump?
Is it a jump?
He still would like to see him.
I think it might be a jump.
He can be in it.
No.
I don't know. So
I don't think it is now. I don't know.
So obviously you're stoked though, since you have information on the game.
I watched people play it.
You wouldn't be talking about it if you're like, fuck that game.
There's like a sparkle. I think it's called the sparkle system. It's that like X Factor from Marvel vs. Capcom 3, where it makes you beefier, do more
It's
damage.
called Sparkle.
I don't know if it's actually called the sparkle system, but you literally have like red sparkles on you.
Oh, so that'd be kind of fucking lame. Use your Sparkle.
It might be the spark system.
I'm building up my Sparkle. I'm about to sparkle. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, looks awesome.
Yeah.
Can't wait. And it's coming out when Monster Hunter does. I already know what game I'm buying that day though.
I hope they don't add any of the weird characters they added to like the previous ones, like the Cybermen as playable characters. Like,
yeah, if they get everyone you could ever want in the game, and then they add Cybermen later, like as an extra, it's whatever. But like, I'm never like, oh man, I hope they add like cannon fodder to the game. Because fucking, I really want to be a Cyberman.
I mean, it'd be interesting to see Raditz in the game, although he's not very like. He's very early on as far as Dragon Ball
Well,
goes.
so is Nappa, so...
Yeah, but Nappa was a badass.
Was he?
Yeah.
He was a dork.
He was super old, though, compared to Vegeta. He's really old, which is partially why I think he kind of got beaten.
Yeah, but if he came back...
I don't think it's jump.
he would get killed. It's kind of sad to think they're just killing off Saiyans. They're all gone already. Fucking got rid of the old one.
Did they add Bardock? Is that his name? Bardock?
Goku's dad.
dad.
Yeah.
Gogurt's dead.
Gogurts.
Yeah, broccoli.
The voice actress for Bulma died the other day.
Yeah.
At 52, 61,
Really?
something like that. Yeah, she's really young.
Yeah, she was found in her car, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, how'd she die?
I'm not entirely sure.
She's found in her car?
Yeah.
Ugh, that sucks. That's the Japanese actor, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. Because, I mean, they're working on the series still. So, I mean, like...
Yeah. Though, how do I word this? Conveniently, I guess, which is a horrible way to word it, but, like, she's not in the show right now, so...
Will she not be coming back?
I'm sure she will be.
She was
Just
57.
the arc they're in right now. She hasn't been around for a while.
It's way too young.
Yeah.
Sucks. Okay. Last video we're watching. Monster Hunter World, all Palico armor sets so far. Arx Gaming, again.
No one here is excited to see this. Nobody.
We've been dedicating fucking a show a week to this game since the game was announced. So, yeah.
armor.
All right, let's get into it. Hello, Arx. I feel like we just
Yo, what's
saw
up,
you.
guys? Aaron's here. Welcome back to another Monster Hunter World video. Today's video is going to be a really
Yeah, that's
good
a cool
one,
great
partly because my
great
voice
sword.
is going, as you can probably hear
What's that
already,
called?
but also because I want to show you guys all of the Palico equipment that I encountered during my time playing in Japan.
I love the
Lower
Palicos.
This is all the equipment that
Look
I
at him.
learned
Look at
by
his
typing
Leather.
little chubby fucking...
Do bear in mind there will be
They need
Little
side
nuggets.
missions where you just
as
play
we
as
get
it.
further in the game,
Dude.
more progression,
Got a
but
big acorn
guys, if you
mace.
see this, I've already
Shovel.
Shovel, yeah.
Hunter gear, the lower end hunter
His
gear,
little
so
boxing gloves.
Okay.
Oh.
Yep. Back to the bone set.
To the cats. If you do enjoy this, then like would be super appreciated.
He's got a little
Comment down
nugget
below
on
any
his
questions.
back.
I'm gonna leave it scrolling in the background, as I have done with many of the other armor videos.
Oh
my
my
God.
lord.
That's so dope.
Still subject to change,
I love his little plate mail helmet.
I just want to fucking play as him.
do look really,
Right?
really awesome. I think my favorite one
That's
is
a-
probably the Toby Kadachi set, which you'll see in a bit. The one thing
Look at that
Oh
mustache.
my goodness.
That
And he's got
mustache
like
is
a
amazing.
He's got a little
loot.
pooch, dude. He's got a little gut.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a dope guitar.
Essentially, the way you form Palico gear is the exact same way that you forge Hunter gear.
Okay.
You basically just use parts. of the
That's awesome.
These are also dope. I like the goggles.
Oh, it's a bow.
Use those parts to make your weapons.
Oh, yeah.
Those are some
Your
cool
That,
fucking...
I've never seen a bow for Palico before.
So
The alloy, yeah, that's pretty standard for it.
Gutsu.
makes on the Toby Kadachi gear.
Yep,
You
yep,
only
yep.
needed, say, 1 or 2 scales
Oh,
or 1 or 2
peeping.
claws versus, considerably more
Baros,
if you're making
yeah.
Hunter gear. But
Yep,
either way,
yep.
it's just a
Hell
nice process
yeah.
because it means when you're playing
Little
through
crown.
Monster, then it's all
It looks like a bunch of chimneys.
Yeah, yes, it
That's pretty much
does.
it. I did say to you guys earlier in the week that I was going to be doing a bowgun upgrade video, and I'm still going to be
I
doing
just
Jura.
want to pinch his
Put that out
cheeks.
next
I know,
week.
dude.
It's a little
Oh,
bit
so
complicated
adorable.
because
Oh,
so cool.
gladiator.
to edit out, so it's a little bit more
I've
tricky
worn
to make.
that.
So I'm still working on that.
Are you not entertained?
This is going to go over everyone's head, but
Hopefully you enjoyed
Lucy,
this. Thanks very much for watching. Take it easy. Catch you next time. Peace out.
Lucy?
Luffy in One Piece was a
Kadachi.
gladiator for a little bit, and he almost said his name.
He
and
looks so warm.
changed it to Lucy midway through.
Nice.
That's
I love that one.
Anja. Okay.
I think it's dope too.
That's the caveman version of him.
That's
Ooh,
it.
That was it.
No, I
Yeah,
want
that was
more.
quick. Yeah, I could have done that all day. Oh. Just have a little fucking Palico fashion show. We'll come down the runway.
What was your favorite one?
Fuck.
Oh shit.
Well, that fur coat at the end, I really like. I like fur coats. Those are dope. Hopefully, it's not made of Palico.
Oh god.
Kind of weird. That bone bunny feather thing was kind of cool. I really like the predator one with the fucking dreads.
The Jargas.
Yeah. The mustache is dope. That one's it's cool, but it's kind of basic. The
Alloy one.
medieval looking armor one.
Yeah.
The chimney one you were talking about is just funny looking to me. I don't know. Which ones do you guys like? The gladiator one's dope.
I'm going to say this wrong, but Puke.
Puke.
Yeah.
Puke.
That's probably my favorite one.
This one?
Yeah.
The goggle one?
Yeah.
The one with
Yeah.
the bow. Yeah.
That one's pretty cool.
Just looks like he's ready to hop in a little airplane.
He does.
Oh, dude, yeah. He looks like he's about to fly around like Tom Hardy and fucking Dunkirk. It's like he's about to get captured by the Nazis.
I like the Gladiator one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
That one's pretty dope.
He hunk. He looked beef in that one.
He does.
Like just no, those are really cool. Fucking it's exciting because you're already going to be getting your own armor and your own character. Now you have the secondary character they're going to be doing the same thing for, and they're dope looking. They're completely different looking, and I also like that you get to customize them as well. Like you get 2 characters, and it's awesome.
They usually have very similar themes between your armor and the Palicos if they're from the same animal, which is really nice. So you're kind of getting like a preview of like what some of the armors are kind of being themed around with the Palico armor. So there's going to be a Gladiator-esque armor set, which I assuming the spear weapon is going to be a big trident.
Yeah, probably.
But I wanted to see like maybe like a hint of like what some of the DLC Palico armors are, because that's really where like the strong DLC armors come from. Well, not strong, but the most apparent. There was the last game had Devil May Cry.
Oh God, yeah.
And your cat was done.
Every time that I'm like doing a thumbnail for the videos on the channel, we cover Monster Hunter a lot. So when I'm looking up PNGs for those, I'll type in like Palico or something like that, or even Monster Hunter. And every once in a while, there's like a Dante Palico that keeps singing, and I'm like, that's so dorky. So like when he said, I'm like,
Yeah.
seen him.
Yep. It's good
They
stuff.
did Mario. They did Link.
Yes.
I really
Mega
love
Man.
to see them do some like, now that they're on consoles and stuff like that, do some like specific ones to the consoles.
Per platform type
yeah,
thing,
That'd be
yeah.
really neat to see.
And we said that before.
we talked
but
about it, yeah.
And Aloy is already going to be in
She's
this,
already-
right?
yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
I want to see fucking.
he's going to be a little raptor robot or whatever.
Yeah, I want to see more of that.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool. I see some Final Fantasy ones. That'd be pretty neat.
You can get a real gross one, do Last of Us, and you can just look like an infected person.
No, the Palico needs to look infected. You can look like Joel. just put a flannel on.
You'll be the infected one, and they can look like a little Ellie.
They can be Ellie. You can be Joel.
You just
That'd be kind of cool.
you don't want to see the infected.
I know. I've seen enough of them. I don't like them. Uncharted would be an easy one to do, even though it's not really armor-like.
They should, I think, do a cross promotion for Final Fantasy VII just to make the cat look like Cloud, just to get people on that hype
That'd be
train.
dope.
Ooh, that's
Vincent.
3 companies getting involved then, though.
Sephiroth. I want a Sephiroth Palico.
Aerith. So every time it dies, she goes, huh.
Yeah, Vincent. Bear would be cool. Anything from Final Fantasy VII would be awesome.
Yeah.
I don't see that one happening.
No.
I don't see it happening either. I'm just dreaming here. I'm just
Yeah.
I'm just talking about things I want.
So I do see a little Master Chief Palico.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
Or a grunt.
yeah.
Well, you can have like elite armor.
Well, it's a Capcom game, and they just had a crossover with Marvel, so they might still have the rights to Marvel content.
Mega Man.
So you could see Marvel characters being implemented as DLC. But usually it's
I'm
like
not too worried
cross
about that one.
promotional stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of Shonen Jump gets thrown into the Japanese versions of these games.
Uh-huh.
Like One Piece was one for the last one.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because I keep thinking about this and I don't even think about my character having any like costumes. I just want to dress up the Palico.
Right.
And like video game stuff. I feel like one of those weird like pet moms who's just like putting their animal in sweaters. I just want to take the Palico and just fucking,
Here, put this on, kitty.
put all these weird little costumes on
It
it.
tries to jump, it's just
It's just like a real cat when you put something on it. They're just like
And just
they
fall
don't,
over.
They don't move. They're like you put the bread on their face. They're like guys back up.
oh, poor kid.
Yeah, poor cats. Poor Palico. I'm gonna do the same thing to them. I'm gonna kill a monster and put its fucking face on it. And
What?
Should we inbred Palicos?
I was say they're missing an opportunity with that one, and they don't make a helmet as a piece of bread.
That'd be dope. Yeah.
Or an orange peel. Remember that cat with
Yeah.
the orange peel on its head?
Helmet, yeah. Needs to have a pirate costume with an orange peel on it.
I'm sure Capcom is not down with the memes though. So.
Oh, yeah.
Capcom's down with charging you for content on that disc. That's gonna be the DLC. Is you pay them for stuff on the disc.
Right.
Let us know in the comments. What were your favorite Palico costumes? I'm calling them costumes because I'm still thinking like a pet mom. And yeah, what do you think about Code Vein? And what was the other video we watched?
Dragonball FighterZ.
Dragonball FighterZ. Are you excited for that? Are you going to get both of them on the day they're coming out? Because it's coming out the same day. Monster's coming out. Let us know. But unless...
Maybe. It might be the beta they were talking about.
Well, it might be the beta. Beta for Monsters coming out soon too. So fucking excited to actually get my hands on it. I'm gonna be playing that constantly. We'll be streaming it for sure. Sure, Chris. I guess we'll be able to force him to play it since he's over here. I don't want to play it. That's what that was, right?
Yeah, no, I don't want to play it at all.
Why do we keep talking about this fucking game?
Stupid kitties.
All stupid kitties. Yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode of Tastecast, episode 46. As always, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy this episode. Make sure to check out our other episodes. Check us out on Tumblr and Twitter, Tasty Loot Gaming. Check out the streams on the channel if you miss them; they're uploaded. Check them out on Twitch, Tasty_fruit. And yeah, my name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
And I'm Chris.
And if you're a new subscriber, welcome to the channel. We're welcoming all you guys. Stick around, talk to us. We love conversations. If you go back to the Blizzard episode, there's a lot of comments in there for us. So there's a whole fucking war happening in there. And yeah, till next episode though, which will be Tuesday. Have a good weekend, guys, and take it easy.